Okay, we're live. Let's do this. Yay! Welcome. I just got myself. Okay, enough. How do we turn it off? Welcome to the Michael Show. This is the second episode of the show, and as you can see, I got myself a new microphone, and I also got myself a little bit of a soundboard that I can kind of I can change things up here, and I can actually
use this male voice, and I
I can use this children's voice, and we're gonna have so much fun.
but let's do original. My name is Michael. Welcome to the Michael Show. I'm about to talk about the parasite cleanses, how effective it is, and what it can do in your life. This podcast is all gonna be about health, wealth, and just doing amazing things in your life with your body, with you, what you are capable of doing. And in my trip, I found stuff because I heard many years ago that when you change, everything will change for you. And I was so fascinated by the fact that when you change, your surrounding change. And I had my awakening really early. So I'm going to be talk about one thing that's been in my life for a long time, many years, and I'm gonna talk about parasite cleansing. Parasite cleansing has been one of the most fundamental things of change in my life for many years. So, welcome here. My name is Michael, and this is the second episode of The Michael Show, which I'm really very pleased to be doing. And I've been wanting to do this for a long time. So, I hope you will enjoy this episode where we're going to be talk about parasite cleanses. So let's completely dive in and full immerse ourselves for some time with parasite cleansing and what it can do for you in your life. And yay! Applause! Amazing! Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor to be able to serve you. As I said, my name is Michael. I've been going through a very interesting journey since 2012. In the last episode where I started out, I talked about how everything started for me, and parasite cleansing has been in my life now for maybe 5 to 7 years. And I've been doing these cleanses for a long time. And it actually started out that I had a problem with I know it's going to sound fucking crazy, but in my anus. I had problem with my anus 7 years ago, and I couldn't understand why it was itching, and I had problems, and I was bleeding, and I was like, shit, this must be a really this is a problem. And the research that I did, I found out that when they're small, like small kids, they go scratch their ass subconsciously. They scratch it middle of the day, they scratch it in the middle of the night, and I didn't really have the exact same symptoms, but I was like, there must be something with parasites in my body if I'm also scratching my ass. And this was 7 years ago, and I started to dig into the fact that parasites could be a thing. I didn't understand how big of an impact it would do into my life and what would happen and how clean I would become by parasite cleansing. So my father passed away in 2012, as I said in the last episode, from cancer. And what we now know is that most likely cancer is actually parasites. Most of the autoimmune diseases, the things that you and big pharma told you that you can't heal, is parasites. When you do understand that your headaches that you don't know understand why you have, the sugar cravings, the bloating, the problem with your stomach, the doubting and negative ideas that comes up in your mind, all of the negative self-talk. And when you do this, you're gonna understand all of it. It's parasites that lives in your body, and you are the host that feeds the parasites. So when you literally eat sugar, and especially refined sugars, that will feed the parasites in your body, and they are ruthless. These parasites, they are like monsters that lives inside of your body, and you know what else they do? They take why you have energy deficiency in your body, that you're always tired, you're always kind of You don't have energy to do things in your life. You dream about stuff, but you have no power to push through. That is parasites. When you do this cleansing, and you do realize that all of the like the acne, the cysts that you have, all of the abnormal shit that no one can explain, all of those things, when you do this, you will understand it's also parasites. Parasites, in my hallucination, and I'm saying in my hallucination because it really is in my own experience. um, it means that I healed from the most of the things, even the eczema. um, Parasites, parts of it is parasites, and they feed off of things in your liver, in your gut, in your intestines. They can live in your spine. The clenching of your jaw, like when you clench throughout the night and you grind your teeth, like when you really grind your teeth, like you sleep and you do this, you know what that is? Parasites. It's also parasites. They live on your nerves that sits on your teeth, because your teeth has nerves that go straight into your brain. You see, it goes from here into your brain. And when you have parasites, it's like infestations, and they live in like masses, and they're so small that many times they're very, very, very small. So they live in your flesh, like inside of you. And what happens is that they make they live on your nerves, so you clench your jaw. I was clenching my jaw for a very long time. No doctor could ever heal it, ever. No one gave me anything about parasites. And when I finally started to parasite cleanse, I realized that I had parasites, and I do no longer, because I've been cleansing so many times. So I know it's true because I don't clench. Most of the people out there have no idea, because the big pharma, they don't want to say this, because if they did, they will solve the problem. Big pharma and the hospitals, especially like all around the world, but in Sweden as well. I live in Sweden at the moment. I'm from Sweden. They don't want you to know. It's even like you have to go to a person that subscribes it to you, and he won't do it for cleansing your jaw, because he doesn't know it, or he doesn't want to give it to you. It's just how it is. So when I realized on my parasite cleanses that I stopped like all my symptoms that no one could cure ever, when that healed, what happened was that I was free of like it didn't take too long, to be honest. Let's do like yay. Let's do the cheering, because you know what? Okay, enough. It's enough. How do I turn it off even? I don't even. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. When you realize that all of the symptoms that you have is parasites, my friend, the game changes. When you understand that all of your headaches, when you don't eat food, for example, you get a headache. I used to get a headache when I don't eat. It's because you have parasites lives in your mind. These parasites, in my hallucination, they talk to you, and they tell you what to do and not to do. They literally control your thoughts when they live in your mind. I've been doing really, really heavy cleansing for many, many years. And even the behaviors that you have, that you think is not you. It's parasites that lives inside of your mind, on your nerves, in your brain, on your inside of your gut, inside of your body. If you have twitching on your skin, how many people here has twitching on your skin, like or your eye can like twitch, like this, and you don't do it, dude? That's parasites too. Some people, they have parasites in their eye coming out of their eyes because they have so much parasites. You understand how parasites is one of the things that's the root cause of everything, basically. When I lived in Mexico I've been living in Mexico for many years before I came back to Sweden. In Mexico, every single one of them are parasite cleansing. Like it's in school. Like you do it every year. In Mexico, they know this shit. They parasite cleanse their dog, their cat, their pets, all of their birds, their family. If you are parasite cleansing your dog and your cat, you need to be parasite cleansing, because these parasites, they live on top of your dog and your cat and all of your animals. And as soon as you take them into your bed, all of a sudden you get them too. They crawl onto you and they lay eggs, and then all of a sudden you touch it and you put in your finger in your eye or in your mouth or in your ass or on your dick and or in your pussy, and what happens is that that egg goes into into you, and you become the host. And when you are the host, they hatch and they evolve and they multiply like nothing I've ever encountered. Like from one egg it can become another 100,000 parasites in like a week. It's crazy. And you do realize these things when you do the cleanses, because all of a sudden, in my hallucination and my experience, is that every time I cleansed, and when I came off of like a 2 week or a 4 week cleanse, I could wake up in the morning and it'd just be like, like there's a this shatter in your mind, that the talking that just keeps on going in your mind, gone. The sugar craving for uh chocolate or any food like pizza, McDonald's, and all of that shit, gone. Completely gone out of like a 2 4 week cleanse thing. And my father passed away in cancer, and I've been studying cancer for a very, very long time. In my hallucination, I believe that uh parasites is cancer. Cancer is parasites. It's an infestation of parasites, where they want to kill the cancer with chemo. You don't have to kill the cancer. The cancer is not the problem many times. It's the parasites. And when you cleanse, when you parasite cleanse, the cancer also automatically go away. So I've been working with people because I'm also a coach. I coach people, and I've been working with a lot of people that had cancer, and I literally help them reverse the cancer in within 2 to 4 months. And it's crazy when you do understand these things and not live in reaction to it, and you're like, you know what, maybe this is true, maybe I should test it. And I'm not saying like believe me, try it yourself. I have a parasite cleansing link in my bio. If you want to use that one, you can do it. You can go and download it if you want. uh, don't believe everything I say. Research it, try it out yourself. Parasites, in my hallucination, are the root cause of all your problems. All the sugar cravings, all the pizza, all the McDonald's you eat, you can't stop because you have parasites within your body that tells your brain and mind to eat more of it. And what happens is that you believe the thoughts that these parasites are putting in your mind. They literally make you do things by hijacking your brain and your nervous system. So parasites is a very interesting phenomena where, in my hallucination, I think that the big pharma, they all know this, because at the same time they're producing the both chemicals for it. But you know, in my hallucination, you don't have to have all of these chemicals. The way I've been parasite cleansing all of these years, it's through herbs, and these herbs is natural. They're all grown. You can't overdose them. There's nothing bad with it. It's not that you can take too much. There's nothing. There's no side effects of the things, the herbs that nature gave us to do the parasite cleansing with. When we understand that we don't need any chemicals, like we don't need to have any of their big pharmaceutic shit that they sell. And I'm not saying it from a place of like, maybe some stuff can pause and it can not fix, but it can pause and it can help at some point, but it never really heals. So the parasites, well, there is some stuff that might kill some parasites off, but the best thing is to take the herbs, because um, the chemicals that I've been also testing out on this parasite cleanse, I always got some sort of side effect of it. And these side effects are sometimes it can hurt you even more than doing good. So the parasites that most people don't understand, that parasites is it's everywhere. It's like it comes from the ground, and we're gonna talk about pigs and why I talk about not eating pigs, because in pigs, uh, they basically live, and and pigs, they eat from the ground. They kind of like do this thing in the ground, and they eat shit all the time. And these parasites comes from the ground. All the parasites from the beginning lives off of the ground, Mother Earth. And when we eat them, we become the host. And these pigs also becomes the host. So when you eat the pig, you also eat the pig's parasites, and they are sometimes big and sometimes they're small. So you have to have a microscope to test out and see for yourself. Like they're so small, and they lives in like thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands, where they feed off of the glucose that goes through the body when we eat things like potatoes, sugar, even fruit, and different kinds of like meat has sugar meat. Like it has sugar inside of the meat as well. So when we eat anything, basically, almost, it has always some sort of like sugar in it. And the parasites, they feed off of it. So when you do the cleanse, it's very important that you basically only eat vegetables. Vegetables, maybe a little bit like chicken with zero seasoning, and like maybe like not much, because as soon as you kind of like eat all of the glucose that raises your blood sugar, and that could be like these potatoes, or because I did a cleanse once or like a couple of times, and I was like, there's no problem with eating potatoes. The thing was that it was a fucking parasite in my mind that told me that it's okay to eat uh, like like potatoes. So I kept doing the cleanse, and nothing really happened because I was at the same time trying to kill the parasites, but at the same time I fed them. So when you feed them, and they're going to survive. It doesn't matter how much of the stuff you put in your body. If you feed them with sugar and the same time that you're trying to kill them, they're never gonna die. So when I did this, I was completely out of sugar. And by the way, when you do this, when you're out of sugar for like a long time, your taste buds, like inside of your mouth, changes because of the processed food that they give to us in the store. Basically, all of it in the store is processed shit. And when you eat this processed shit, what happens is that you basically um, it numbs all of the stuff in your mouth, like all of the taste buds in your mouth. It numbs it. So when you eat like an apple, you can't really feel the sweetness of the apple because you've been numbing the stuff with inside of your mouth with the processed food. And the parasite, they love processed food because in the processed food there's sugar, 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 sugar. It's so much sugar that when you eat all of this canned processed stuff, you feed the parasites, and it's like uh, it's like an epidemic. The world has become like the food industry has become the new cigarette industry, because we used to like smoke to suppress our emotions. Now we're using processed food to suppress our emotion. But what happens is that people are starting to wake up, and they're starting to sit with their own shit, and they're like, yeah, I don't want to suppress anymore. I don't want to eat this stuff because these parasites basically makes you sick. Like it gives you different kind of diseases because the food that you're eating. Most of the people, like they can't say no to the processed food because of the parasites that live in their mind. The parasites that live inside of your body and in your mind, they are making you eat the food that you, and then they even lie to you. They even uh, makes you doubt your decisions of eating healthy. Like, oh, I can just eat pizza one more time, or I can just eat McDonald's. It's nothing. It's just chicken. Like, it's just chicken. No, it's not just chicken. It's chemicals that feeds your parasites, and the parasites win. It's a battle between you and the parasites inside of you. You live in a war. You are it's in a spiritual war that you're in, and you are in the moment losing. You are losing this war because you can't say no to your own parasites in your own body and brain. When you can't say no to the parasites, you will eat the stuff that they want you to eat, which is processed shit and fast food. When you do that in a like long term vision, like in the future, if you're not sick now, if you keep eating McDonald's, you will become sick. Like at some point, you will become sick. And it's not, I'm not saying it to like fear mongering. I'm saying it because I became sick of eating shit, and I asked myself the question, why can't I say no to the fast food? Why am I was very honest to myself, and I said, like, uh, why am I a slave to the fast food industry? I was like, why the fuck can't I say no to the fast food? McDonald's, Burger King, pizza, all the hamburger, fat fries, all of this stuff, even like chocolate chips, soda. Why can't I say no to this? And the only answer that I, in the end, got, and in my hallucination, that's true, it's because I was loaded, I was full of parasites. When I was full of parasites, I couldn't say no because the parasites that lived inside of my mind, my body, my jaw, my nervous system, they owned me. Like I was owned by these parasites, and they were in control. I was not in control. I was not in control. I needed to obey every single thing that they wanted me to do. I did. Eat the kebab, eat the chocolate, eat the fast food, eat the McDonald's, eat this, eat that, eat sugar, processed food. I was a slave to my own parasites. And the day I chose to go on parasite cleansing, and I was like, this is a war, and I'm gonna win the war. I'm a fucking warrior just like you, but I didn't realize that I was. I'm gonna go on a fight where I am going to fight the parasites. I'm gonna kill them, and I'm gonna win. The day I decided that I'm going to win the war between the parasites in my body and my brain, the day I freed myself in ways that I couldn't even understand. Like I set myself free because now I can say no to other people. I can say no to food. I can say no to the things that I really desire. It's not even me that desires it, it's the parasites. And you know what? You know what else that I found out is that when you have a certain parasite in your body, other people have the same exact parasite. And when they have the same exact parasite, you are attracting them. You are attracting other parasites. So my friends that I thought was my friends, no, it was just another copy of me and the parasites that I held in my body. And if I couldn't say no to that person, I could not say no to the parasite that lived within me or them. Is this too hard for you to understand? I don't know. Maybe this is too deep for you. Let me know in the comments. But I realized that the behaviors that I wanted to get rid of in myself, other people struggle to get rid of too. And the day I parasite cleansed, I got rid of them. But at the same time, I got rid of same that person. So that person that I thought was my friend, no, it was just another parasite that wanted to suck my fucking energy. You know? So if you have people in your life and it drains you, these people are taking your energy. It means that they have the same parasites as you, and you need to say no to them. You need to parasite cleanse yourself, and then you have to need to say no to the people. But by the way, when you do the parasite cleansing, you also automatically, when they die inside of you, when the parasites that lives inside of you dies, that people that you're with is also gonna disappear. Is that making sense? When uh, when they no longer resonate with your parasites, there is no alignment. There is no there's not in this You're not on the same frequency, because that parasites and yours are on the same frequency. But as soon as you kill off all of a sudden you level up, and all of a sudden there is a no resonance in the parasites. So all of a sudden they just fall off and disappear. These people, and by the way, who has parasites? Like, tell in the comments who has parasites. I can tell you, in my hallucination, every single person in the world has parasites. Like, everyone. There's not a single person that does not have parasites uh, in the world. And the person that says that I don't have parasites is the biggest parasites. Making sense? Okay, so let's go over and by the way, listen to this. So fun. We're having so fun. Okay, how can I turn it off? Okay, that's how we turn it off. And oh, that was even better, you know? So when we go through the parasite cleansing, we also going to understand that pigs, yes, you heard it right, pigs, wait, look here. This is a pig. I bought this because we're going to be flying. Look, pigs, my friends, pigs are full and loaded with parasites. Like, they're so fucking loaded that you don't even understand how much of parasite they have in their body. The pigs, they how to say this, but they eat off of the ground, and they eat shit, and they eat like rotten fruit, they eat rotten eggs, they eat rotten meat, they eat everything that's rotten. So what happens is that, you know what happens when it rottens? When meat or any other food rottens, um, parasites and like worms are basically living off of. That's kind of like the process of life. If you leave a piece of meat out there, at some point the what do you call it, the parasites will basically eat all of the meat. The worms will eat all of the meat. What happens is that pigs eat uh, other parasites, and because they've been doing this for a very very long time. If you've seen on TV, you always throw the the food that has been left over to the pigs. You throw it out to the pigs, and you feed the pigs with a dead flesh, with fruits that's gone rotten and all of this stuff. And this basically creates parasites. And then the pigs eats the parasites, and all of a sudden the parasites lives inside of the pig, and it becomes the host. When then the pig go for slaughter, the parasites are still in the meat. And we're talking different kind of like liver flukes and ringworms and all of it. Like, you can Google all of the parasites that exist within a pig if you do your research on it. Like, it's basically probably between 10 and 15 different kinds of parasites. There are small, some so small that you can't see them with their eyes, some are bigger. And when they go to slaughter, the meat then goes to you. You eat the meat, and then the parasites that they've been eating off of the ground, they eat. And then they go inside of you. And then you have them, and then you become the host. And all of a sudden, they will hijack your mind. They literally hijack your mind to make you believe things. And then all of a sudden, your behaviors that you have comes from a pig. And you adopt behaviors from a pig. All of a sudden, you do things that you don't understand why you do it. You also know that pigs, they used to feed pigs with humans. Like they used to feed pigs with dead humans because they ate everything. They ate the bones, they ate the brain, they didn't care. Pigs eat everything. Like they don't give a shit. So when I say that there is parasites in pigs, these parasites, they will go into your body, and then they will live there, and they will dictate what you eat because they want to still be fed. So when you go shopping and you have all of these parasites inside of your body, you're like, oh, I want chocolate, I want chips, oh, I'm so like, I want this whatever candy, chocolate cakes. And you don't understand why you crave it. And oh, I want the candy. I don't know why I can't stop eat the candy. It's because you have parasites. The parasites thrive off of glucose, which is refined sugar, and even potatoes, even fruit, honey, like uh, artificial sugar, like sodas, Pepsi, Coca Cola, the Pepsi Max, like the kind of like diet version, they feed off of the sweeteners, the artificial chemical sweeteners that is in like Pepsi and Coca-Cola Light. They feed off of that too. So when you drink it, you feed them. And then you're in a cycle of feeding them no matter what. And you can't stop this. This is unstoppable until you decide to go on the war, the fight of killing them off. You are the person that needs to step forward and say no more. I no more tolerate being a slave to my own senses, because what they do is that they hijack your senses. They hijack your taste bud, your stomach, and you feel hungry. It's not that you're hungry. You can survive without food for a long time. What I have noticed when I do the parasite cleansing is that I don't even have hunger anymore. Like I can go for days, 3, 4, 5 days, no hunger. Like I'm not even hungry. It's because there's no parasites. The body will tell me when it needs food, and I can tell you it's not every day. The body does not, you can fast every 2, 3 days, for 2 or 3 days even. So you don't have to have food every day, but the parasites makes you want food 3, 4 times a day. And when you live with this, in the end, the body can never heal itself, because when you fast, the body heals. The liver heals, and your body literally recovers. But if you always eat because you're always sugar craving, you're hungry, that's parasites. It's parasitic. It makes you a slave to your own senses. Oh, I want to taste it. I want to feel it. Oh, I want to feel full. I want to oh, I want to taste it in my mouth. Like I want the burger, I want the fries, whatever. I want the chocolate. It's not you. I can tell you right now, it's not you. It's the parasites that live inside of your body. Just like it lives inside of the I mean the pig. That's why one of the reasons why they even check for uh, the groundhog. In Sweden, we call them vildsvin. There is one parasite they check after. This parasite will literally kill you. In Sweden, I don't know what to call it in English, but in Swedish they call it trikiner. These parasites would literally kill you. Like you will die if you get this parasite inside of you. But it's not just one parasite that lives in the groundhog, the vildsvin. It's multiple, but they're not deadly as the trichiner is. So when you eat the groundhog, what happens is that um, you literally eat maybe five, six, 10 other parasites that you don't even know about. And one thing that's really, really fucked up sometimes is that gelatin. It's called gelatin in Swedish. I don't know what you say in English. I don't know even. I don't even know how you say it. But it's the Haribo candy, for example. You know Haribo candy. The, it's made out of bones and collagen skin from pigs. So even there, the candy that you eat pigs, and in pigs there is like, how to say it, parasites. So there's so many hidden things in our food and in our, like, the candy and all of the shit that you don't even know what you're eating. You're just like you be almost the most people has become parasitic. They just eat anything. And when they eat anything, they behave like a parasite. Parasites, in my hallucination, is that when they come into your body, they they only take. There is none giving. Like they don't give. They don't give anything. They take from you. They take your energy. They take your nutrients. They take your mineral. So just to prove this to a point, I was in America for a couple of months recently, and I took a test of my minerals in my own body, and I realized that I had iron and zinc deficiencies. Like the iron deficiency that I had was extreme, to the point where he told me you need to eat iron for the next 3 to 6 months every day. You can't stop. Like your iron levels is so bad that we don't understand what it is. I can tell you right now that I know exactly what it is. When I did the research on parasites, then I realized that why I had iron and zinc deficiencies is because some specific parasites, they love to eat iron and zinc, specifically iron. They feed off of iron in your body. So, a specific parasites live off of my nutrients that my body are supposed to be having. When I killed off the parasite, I also the deficiency also stop. You don't have deficiency for no reason. There's always a cause why something is happening in your body. If you are sick, you made yourself sick. It's not that someone did made you sick. You made yourself sick by eating or consuming or doing something. So what I did is that I went on a 6 months iron and zinc mineralization. In the combination of that, I did another parasite cleanse. I just came out of a parasite cleanse. I'm gonna be doing another parasite cleanse in a kind of like couple of months. These parasites, they move inside of your body. It means that when you try to kill them off, they change position. Sometimes they live in your liver, sometimes they live in on your spinal, like nervous system in your spine. Sometimes they live in your brain. Sometimes they live in your gut. Sometimes they live in your anus, specifically with kids, because kids, they eat off of the ground. They take sand, they take branches, they put everything in their mouth. You know, a child, when it's playing outside, they just put everything in their mouth just to, like, what is this? It's a thing where they basically um, test. Kids learn from putting it in their mouth. But what happens is that they also gain parasites, and these parasites, listen to this. Are you listening? Are you sitting down? Because parasites can be living inside of you from the time you are 1 year old to the time that you are, I'm 37. I had parasites in my body. They lived in my body my whole life. My whole life. These parasites becomes a pattern. These parasites becomes a thought pattern. These parasites then becomes a behavioral pattern. Like you behave the way you think. So if you have a thought pattern that this is how I speak to myself, this is what I believe in, that is a parasite that has manifested in your body by you putting something in your mouth, in your ass, in your eye, in your ear, in your nose, or in your pussy or around your dick. When they live inside of you for that long, you believe it is you. Like you literally believe it's just me. It's just how I am. Wrong. It's not true. The way you just are is most likely parasites. These parasites are so tricky that they make you believe that this behavior is yours. I can tell you right now that these behaviors that you're thinking about right now that you want to get rid of, all of them. I'm saying it with confidence because I've gone through probably 15 to 17 parasite cleanses in my life. And every time I cleansed, I upped, like I raised my own standards. And I also saw my own behavior change. When I realized that the parasite cleanse was the actual change, then I realized that the parasite cleanse worked. And then the parasite must have died inside of my body. When you realize all of these things by doing it, you will never realize them by just reading a paper. You will realize and understand. And when you see this for yourself, you're like, fuck, shit. This is true. When you see that this is true, my friend, all of a sudden your life will never be the same again. Literally the things that you're struggling with the most, parasitic. I tell you, all the autoimmune diseases that you have, all the stuff that the doctors tell you that you can't heal, parasites. The headaches, the bloating, the problem with your stomach, the itching on your skin, the eczema, um what else, the constipation, all of the things is parasites. So, parasite cleansing won't just fix the problem, it will also take you on a journey of self discovery. When you go on, kind of like when you go on this journey of parasite cleansing yourself, you will 100% elevate in the form of frequency and vibration. You will feel better. You will do better. You will act better. You will have more energy. And you will realize that all of the stuff that held you back was worms inside of your body. You were the host, and they were stealing from you all the time. When you realize that these worms has been stealing off of you and they made you eat pig, sugar, and rapeseed oil and all of this shit, when you realize that the parasites made you believe and think that you're supposed to do all of this stuff, all of a sudden you're like, fuck me. The game is changed and the parasite is no longer in control because you are. When you understand that you are in control, you're like, man, I can do whatever I want. Like, I can literally go and do anything. I thought that I was stuck with these problems because all of my surroundings had told me that I can't change it. I can't change. I can't change. It won't heal. It won't change. This is just who I am. I've been born like this. This is just me. Everyone is like that. I used to believe this shit too. Not true. I used to believe that it was normal to shit blood out of your ass. I used to believe that having eczema was everyone had eczema. And it's partly true. A lot of people have eczema, but it's not normal. It's not supposed to be in your body. You're not supposed to have it. It's a symptom, it's a message from your body. All of the symptoms that you have anywhere on your body is a message from your body to your mind. And when this message comes, it basically says, Michael or whoever is watching, listen to me. I have a message for you. You need to be uh, uh, the person who finds out how to change the behavior, because if you don't, you will get sick and die a very painful death. Many times the death that you're gonna experience and the pain of not changing is more painful than actually doing the change. And when I realized that if I don't change, I will die as my father, I will die the same painful death, and I refuse to do the same thing and repeat the same patterns as all of my relatives. My father, my father's father, my father's father's father, my father's 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 father, my father's 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 father, and my grandmother, and all of the people in my, like everyone in my family, they all done the same shit. And the same shit I call is ignorance. They've been ignorant to the point where um, they don't want to face the pain. The pain is just a messenger to you to take action. When you realize that if I have pain in my body, it means that my body is speaking to me, so I should take some action towards resolving the pain. Most people, they're like, yeah, I'm in pain. Sure. Like everyone have pain, and this is what the illusion of it is, because the matrix has normalized pain. Like everyone is in pain, everyone goes to the hospital. It's not, listen to me now, you're not ever supposed to be sick. Ever. You're never supposed to be sick. You hear me? I'm saying it again. Your body, and I'm saying your body is never supposed to be sick. And you know where it all starts? It starts in your mind. Sickness starts by believing something, and then it spreads to your body. When you believe that you're supposed to be eating McDonald's every day, you are going to do that. That's a belief that's in your system. When you are believing that it's okay to eat McDonald's every day, your body is going to take the consequences. So your mind is making your body sick. It's because you have there's no coherence between the mind and the heart, and you think that just because you have a throat that this is disconnected from this. I can tell you right now, my friend, you're wrong. This and this should co-work together. Most people are cut off right here, and they are in a fight. But the mind between the heart, there's no coherence. It's a fight. And then the mind wants to eat McDonald's, but the body says, no, I don't want to. And the mind's just like, yeah, I want it. I want it. I'm going to. And the body's like, no, please, I don't want it. I'm going to. And I call this being in, when you get into your head, you're dead. This is the masculine and the body is the feminine. The masculine is overriding the feminine. It's just like, it doesn't care. It just, like, fuck you. I'm gonna eat McDonald's anyway. Like, fuck you. That, my friend, is not being a friend to your own body. When I learned that I needed to be the best, my body's best friend, when I realized that if I'm not a best friend to my body, my liver, my whole everything, I'm in a fight with myself. And being in a fight with yourself is always gonna end up in the same way, and that's disease. It's called dis-ease. There's no ease. It's called dis-ease. There is no ease, which means um, you're gonna be sick. The body is gonna show you that you are wrong by being sick. When you are sick, you are going to end up most likely in a painful death that you don't want to, and then you're going to be able to come back to earth in the next life and do it all over again. If you are ignorance, that is not bliss. I know that there's a lot of people that teach that ignorance is bliss. They even say it in movies just to kind of like make you believe that this is true. Ignorance, my friend, is pain. When you realize that ignorance is pain, you need to learn a lot. Like, there's a lot to learn. When I realized that problems are gifts, the problems that I have with my body is gifts to me to heal and learn so I can teach other people. When I realized that I am doing the work not just for myself, but for my all of my ancestors. All of When I parasite cleanse for all of my ancestors, for all the people that comes after me, my child, my future partner, my all of my family lineage that I am creating. I am the cycle breaker. I am the chain breaker. I am the one who stops this craziness. I am the one who says, no, I don't tolerate this anymore. I am the black sheep. I am the old soul. I am the person who sets the frames. I decide this is not going to continue with me. I'm the one who heals. I'm the one who stands up for myself. I'm the one who goes to war with my own parasites. I am the one who does the work. I take all the responsibility. I I become the man that I always wanted in my own father. I will become, and I will not tolerate anything else than that. When I parasite cleanse, all of those things becomes very easy. And all the desires that you want to, like, the world, cars, travels, food, women, men, like the sex, when all of those things, that's parasitic. It's a thing in the mind that wants you to deceive you from the truth. It literally, if you're chasing your desires, that's a parasite in your mind that thinks and believes it's going to be happy by eating the food, having the sex, buying the car, travel the world. Like, I've done all of it, and I realized it was just another parasite that lived inside of me that basically I allowed to do the things it wanted to do. And of course, I had so much fun traveling. I met so much people, but in the bottom of my heart, it 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 led me further away from the truth, which is me uh, doing my purpose, my inner work, my what I'm here to do. So when I've gone through the journey of parasite cleansing, which I've done now between 15 and 17 parasite cleanses in total, all of these years, I started out with like doing 4 or maybe even 5 cleanses and eating potatoes only. And I was like, I can eat, but it lied to me. I didn't understand that I have to be off of all the sugars. Like, I needed to stop all the carbohydrates, all the starches, all the fruit, all of the stuff that is producing glucose in the body. Um, when you realize this and you properly go on this journey, you will change the way you look at uh, plants, fruit, uh, vegetables, and like basically all the meat. It will open up your eyes in a way that nothing else will. I can tell you this because I've gone through it myself. It will open up your eyes in ways that you couldn't even believe what comes out of it. The killing of the parasite, you think that's kind of like the goal? I tell no, it's not the goal. The goal is higher consciousness. The goal is higher awareness about yourself. The goal is to not be a slave to yourself or the system. If you're a slave to yourself, you're a slave to the system. If you no longer are in charge of your own thoughts and your actions, you are not in charge. If you always are in reaction to the world, you will always be a slave to everything else. Parasite cleansing is not just killing off the parasite, even if that is kind of like the goal, but there's so much more that comes to the parasite cleansing if you do it over and over and over again. I do it 2 times every year now to just sustain the level of consciousness, and not because you're gonna go out after you've done the parasite cleansing, you're gonna go out in the world, and then you go to anywhere and you touch, and all of a sudden someone else has been touching here. You see, maybe there's eggs under your fingernails, and you put the fingers in your mouth, and what happens is that you eat the eggs or the parasite that lives under your nails or on your hands, or I don't know, on something, and then all of a sudden you become the host again, and you have it's called a parasitic infestation and parasitic inflammation. Like, it's literally arthritis. If you know what arthritis is when you can't really move your kind of like your hands and your knees and all of that. It's because parasites lives in your joints. Parasites love infestations. They live together just like humans. They live together and they multiply together just like humans, and they want to be together just like humans, and they live in your joints. So if you have arthritis, for example, that's also a parasitic infestation in your joints. There's no steroids, creams from big pharma that will help you. The only thing that will help you is a proper parasitic cleanse with herbs from Mother Nature. If you want to know how to do this, there's a link in my bio, and you can download the protocol, what to eat and drink, and how to do it, how long time. All the stuff is in link in my bio. If you want to learn from it and do it, like if you want to have the experience, follow the protocol and be strict as hell. If you can't resist eating sugar, cheese, or any other shit, they will win and you will lose, and you have to do it again. But if you win, you will be proud of yourself. You will be happy that you did it, and you want to do it again because you've learned so much about yourself. And all of a sudden, you are in charge, not the parasitic infestations. You will get rid of all the pain and the kind of like the symptoms. Like I talked about arthritis, for example, that will go away. MS, if you have MS, parasitic. If you have constipation, parasitic. If you have uh, headaches that you don't know where the headaches comes from, parasitic, 100% parasitic. Um, if you are overweight and you can't lose weight, parasitic. If you have problem with your, it's like the weight thingy. If you're fat, parasitic, because these parasites makes you eat more than you actually consume, like the energy. It's a certain type of parasite. Like, there's so many things that these parasites causes inside of you. As I said, the clenching in your jaw. I know so many people at night they clench. You know why it's at night? It's because at night the parasites becomes active. It's itching in your bum and in your ass. They come out and you clench your jaw because they during the night they're more active. And they're more active also at the full moon. At the full moon, the parasites are more active. And all of a sudden you become like like this. It's because of the energy from the moon affects the parasites, and all of a sudden you are a slave to the parasites because the parasites lives on your nervous system. You see, when it's on your nervous system, you basically will move because it's nerves that makes your hands and arms to move. If they own your kind of like if they owned your mm, movement or your nerves, you are going to do the things that they want you to do. So basically, they are controlling your movement. They control you where you walk. They control you what to do. If you're angry, like they control all of it together. And when they do this, you are again, you are a slave to the parasites. And the parasites will own everything you do. The thoughts, I said it before, the thoughts, the actions, the behaviors, even the beliefs are directly connected to the parasites. When you when you no longer are in charge over yourself, there is no way that you could win this war, or you can go after your dreams, or you can go and do the things that you really want to do in your life because you are enslaved by the parasites, because they make up everything in your reality. The way you look at things, your behaviors, what you say to yourself, if you doubt or not, if you're in fear, if you have, if what you eat, if you eat the pig, you will be enslaved by them and you will be stuck in the system. And this is why so many people are stuck. So I can sell you any course of like how to get out of the system by trading or whatever entrepreneurship, but the real shit is the parasite cleansing. It's the parasite cleansing, the liver flushes, the work that you do on yourself that will set you free. Not the actual money. You can make money anytime you want, but most people can't even make money because they're parasitic. They have so much, uh, they're so enslaved by their own mind, and their mind owns them. So these herbs that you take has zero side effects, and you have you can eat it basically as long as you want. I wouldn't recommend more than like a month at a time or 5 weeks as it says in my protocol. You do it 5 weeks and then you rest, and then you do another like 5 weeks and then you rest, and then you keep on doing like that. And you can do it all year round if you want to. If you would take steroids and creams from big pharma, you would have side effects and you would get sick. This is how powerful it is. I tell you, there's zero side effects because it's straight from nature. It's herbs. It's herbs, and basically it has nothing that affect you in any negative way. In my hallucination, what I've seen and what I experienced. This is the same thing with all the herbs that you eat. There is, of course, there is herbs out there or like flowers and stuff that could literally poison you. There is 100%. Uh, but most of the stuff that we consume uh, has zero toxicity in it. Big Pharma, though, has toxicity in all of its products. There's always a side effect note that says you cannot, if you eat this, this or this or this or this can happen. And then 1 to 10 people uh, experience hair loss. There is no hair loss with parasite cleansing. I can tell you what will happen if you parasite cleanse. You will get more hair on your body. Like people ask me, like, How can you have so much hair? Like it's so much. It's because I do this stuff. Um, so when you understand that the whole game is about you and not anything else, I heard this thing, when you change, everything will change for you. Like I said again, when you change, everything else will change for you. Like the world outside of you will change when you decide to change yourself. It's never a question about someone else changing or the world change for you. The world is never going to change for you, but the world is going to change when you decide to change. The people I said it before, the people you have around yourself, they are also filled with parasites. If you have the same parasites as your friends, you're gonna have the same resonance as them. And if they have behaviors that you don't like, that is a message for you to look at yourself. If you can't say no to other people around you, that is a problem within you. Maybe there is a parasite within you that has problem with choosing yourself. Maybe there is a parasite that tells you that you are going to do everything for everyone else instead of yourself. Because if, listen to this, if you would choose yourself and do the things for you, you would start to parasite cleanse. You would find out the parasite cleansing and you would do that for you. But if you keep choosing everyone else instead of you, the parasite will always win. They will never die. Because the only way to kill them is to parasite cleansing. You see how all of these things are self-fulfilled prophecies and beliefs and stories within your mind that's created by the parasites. And when you realize this, you're like, oh, maybe I should start to choose myself by parasite cleansing. And by the way, if you want my protocol, it's link in bio. Everything is in the protocol. I tell you what to do, how to do it, what to drink, how long you should drink it, what not to take, and all the other information. It's all in there. It's link in bio. Like ADHD, for example. Let's talk about the ADHD. The ADHD is a parasite. And then they put a label on the people that has parasite, and they will say, yeah, it's ADHD. You have a problem that we can't solve. You're just like born like this. No, you have shit tons of parasites in your body that lives on your nervous system that makes you do things that you don't want to do. Maybe it makes you. They live on your nervous system, just like they live on the nerves on your teeth that makes you cleanse your jaw. These parasites live off of your brain stem down in your, like, basically in your spine, and then they tell you things and you act on the things that they tell you to do. It creates uncomfortable like feelings in your body, and you're like, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. If you just parasite cleansed, I've done this with clients. I had clients who had ADHD and they parasite cleansed, and then all of a sudden, there was no ADHD anymore. How is that possible then? How is that? Can someone tell me? If you parasite cleanse enough times, I'm not saying the first time will do all of it. There's nothing that will ever fix it one time and one time only. Maybe you have to parasite cleanse 15 times, just like me. Maybe you have to parasite cleanse 25 times in your life. Maybe you have to parasite cleanse yourself 5 times. I don't know. But if you do it, if you're not happy with your situation, don't believe me. Try it. Download the Parasite Cleanse and go do it yourself. Maybe, I'm just saying maybe, this is the only thing that cures your autoimmune stuff, or your ADHD or ADD or whatever like they called it different names. It's all the same stuff. It's parasites, and parasites only. But what do I know? I'm just a small town boy from Mariestad, Sweden, that at some point was so unhappy with my life that I was like, enough is enough. I'm gonna master my life the way I wanna live it. I'm gonna do the things that I wanna do. And then life changed. I was looking for answers, and answers I found. I've been sick, as I said. I've been having big problems with my body, and not until now, when I'm 37, something has changed. Like it took me 15 years of healing, plant medicine, parasite cleanses, liver flushes, coaching, courses, events all around the world. In total, I've done 24 Tony Robbins events. I've done another like 50 events of um, like man groups. I've done other different kind of like healing modalities and techniques, NLP, CAP. I've done Reiki healing. Like I've tried fucking everything, and one of the things that really worked was the parasite cleansing. When I realized that you can do it from your own home, and that's a part of what kind of like it lives inside of you, that all the problems that you think is problems, all of them lives inside of you, all of the time, every time. And in the beginning, I could not find myself stop eating pizza. I kid you not. I ate pizza 2 times, 3 times a week, plus McDonald's 2 times. And I drank alcohol and sodas and stuff, and I just got more swollen, and I had more problems. And in the end, I was like, fuck, there's something wrong. And when you go out as a seeker and you're looking for solutions to your problems, when the student is ready, the teacher will come every time. When the student is ready, the teacher will come every single time. You will find an answer that's correct for you. Sometimes it feels like it's like a never ending story. When will it ever heal? When will it ever get better? When will it ever change? But the universe, source, God, whatever you want to call it, has a plan for you. Sometimes I've been in isolation in this damn apartment for 1.5 year almost, but I can also see that it serves me a purpose. It serves me a purpose where I get connection with myself. I can do the cleansing. I do the celery juicing. I've been healing things that I haven't been healed before. When I just stayed here and did the healing, I couldn't go. Like I was like stuck. I was like locked into this isolation phase in my life. But I can also and it like even yesterday night I was really frustrated. I was like, fuck, why can't we leave this town and apartment and this country, and I want to go do something else? But you know what, sometimes you have to trust the process of the cleanse. It's like trusting the ceremony. You trust what you gave yourself into, and if you're gonna go into a parasite cleanse, you need to trust the process of the cleanse all the freaking time. And I'm telling this to myself when I say this, and I'm speaking to you right now. Like, this is just as much to myself as it is to you. I don't judge. It's just like sometimes God has a way to do things that we don't understand. It's like He can see in front of us. He can see that I needed to do 15 cleanses. I needed to do 15 liver flushes. I needed to do celery juicing for 5 years. I needed to mineralize myself for another year. I needed to do a lot. Like, I needed to be on a fruit diet for some time. I needed to be on a vegetable diet for some time. I needed to be on a meat diet for some time. Um, but and I couldn't understand in the moment of the cleanse, but in in hindsight, I saw that everything was perfect. I was like, oh, everything is perfect, and everything that I ever thought, like not eating pig because it contains a lot of parasite, that was true. rape not eating rapeseed oil because it literally kills your liver. That was true. Like, I'm only speaking from a place of experience. I don't speak from things that I've read. I speak from the place that I have taken myself. I speak from my own healing journey. This is my story. The rapeseed oil made me sick. The parasites that I had in my body made me sick. And I found out that when I faced myself and I decided to heal myself. Most of the people out there, they have no fucking idea what they're talking about. I'm speaking from my own experience. I never say anything that I haven't experienced. If you ask me about balloons and like flying hot air balloons, I don't know. Like, I never done that. I can't tell you how to do it, even if I said like, because I haven't experienced it. But if I had a company that took you on a journey with hot air balloons, I would probably know how to fly it as well. And I can tell you this is how it works. It's the same thing. I'm speaking from a place of I healed and are in healing of myself. Like, I have, you can't see it now, but I used to have a lot of eczema around my head, seborrheic dermatitis eczema, which is a liver problem. I thought it was a skin problem. It's not a skin problem. It's a liver problem. It's the liver is overburdened and it shoots toxins to your skin. No one talks about that. So when I've been doing celery juicing, I've been healing my seborrheic dermatitis. Just like the parasite cleanse, all the symptoms of itching in my anus, or all the symptoms of the bloating or the constipation, that was parasites. I know because I don't have it anymore because I did the cleanses. And I know this is very, sometimes for some people, very hard to believe, because the system and the big pharma, the pharmaceutical industry, and even the government that you're supposed to be relying on their information, all of it is wrong. They've been lying to you your whole life, so I understand that you doubt when I say these things. I understand that you doubt. And I did the same thing. I was always doubting everything until I tried it myself. And when I tried it, I saw that they're all of them had no idea what they were talking about. They have zero idea what they were talking about. They had no, or they knew, but they didn't want you to know. It's either they had no idea or they knew, but they didn't want to tell you the real thing that actually healed you. A lot of people don't understand, but I am all into healing. When I speak about things, everything is about healing. Like, I'm not interested in anything else. So when I speak about coffee, when I speak about rapeseed oil, or when I speak about parasite cleansing, it's all about the healing. And the healing, many times, well, the growth never ends, but the healing ends when you are healed. That could take 20 years. It could take 15 years. Most of the people are not, they can't deal with the idea to go on a healing journey for 15 years. They rather be sick and die in a painful death than do the healing for 15 to 20 years. When, because, they believe that the pain of going on the healing journey will be greater than the pain of dying, they choose the death. And in my hallucination, that's also a parasite that lives in your body that makes you believe that you can't do good for yourself. You see, basically, a lot of the beliefs and stories that you hold in your mind are directly connected to the parasites that also lives off of you, because you're the host. When it lives off of you, it feeds off of the nutrients that you put in your body. literally you are paying for their survival inside of your body. So you eat the crackers, you eat the shit, the rapeseed oil, the whatever, the McDonald's. You even eat human meat at some degree in uh, McDonald's, Burger King, Biltema we have in Sweden. There's a lot, Sibylla, all of these, whatever, Taco Bell in America, or like, there is so many of them, so many places where they serve this. Someone says, "Do you say I should cleanse my daughter at the age of 8?" Yes, you should. You should cleanse your daughter, but you should cleanse yourself also. If you have a pet, cleanse the dog, the cat, the bird, the lizard. I don't know what you have, but you can't just cleanse one and think they're gone. And you can, like, the thing is that you have to change the way you eat. You can't eat pig. You have to stop eating pig and sugar. You have to cut it. You have to cut it out. Because if you cleanse yourself and you keep eating pig, which contains the most parasites and parasitic stuff, you're gonna get the same stuff as you just cleansed. All the job and money that you put on cleansing, gone. All the information is in link in my bio. So if you find me, I have a protocol and you can download it and you can do the things yourself. Everything is in there. The only thing you need is to download it and then go exactly what it says. And when I say don't eat sugar and don't eat pork, I mean it. Like, these are the two things that you should avoid. Basically, mostly at all cost. If you don't, you're gonna lose. The war that you're in with the parasites, you're gonna lose. It's gone. Finito. You're out. You see? Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so we can connect more and you can follow. This is the second episode where I've been talking about the parasite cleanses and what it did to me, what it changed me and healed me. And I just came out of a parasite cleanse and I got even more clarity of what to do and not to do, how to set even tighter boundaries, how the energy was leaking out of my body, what I was doing that was not good for myself. When I overgave, these parasites want you to lose. And when you parasite cleanse, you choose yourself and you choose winning for yourself. But you can't do that until you put the stuff, like the herbs inside of you, and say to yourself, like, I'm going on a journey and this journey is going to take me on, I don't know, we'll see where it leads. I don't even know where it leads. It's most likely every single person that I ever coached in the parasite cleansing, because I used to coach people with it too, all of them, their life was changed. They're like, Michael, this is the craziest shit. I see things that I haven't been able to see before. Like, I can see through where there is parasites. I can see what food that I should and not be eating. Like, I can feel difference in my body. Like, like, wow. It's like it opened my eyes. Everyone said, and mine too. Like, it opened up something inside of you that you're able to see things that you normally don't. They're like, oh, I've done this to myself my whole life. That is a very deliberating thought and like a feeling where you're like, I can stop this right now. I don't have to do it anymore. Like, I don't even want to do it. Like, all of a sudden, you are in charge. Before the cleanse, most of you are not in charge. I'm I know it maybe it's hard to hear, and I used to be in the same situation. And it opened me up to a place where I get to choose now. I get to decide what's good for me and what not's good for me anymore. I get to listen to my body in ways that I couldn't do. because my mind was always overriding the body. McDonald's, pizza, fast food, sugar, candy, eat, 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 do it. And I couldn't resist doing it. I couldn't resist. I was a slave to myself and my own parasites. I remember once I parasite cleansed and I had a massive headache. It was on the day 14th. I had this, I call it a die off. A die off is a moment where the parasites dies. And when they're about to die, it all goes crazy. They do everything that they can to make you eat sugar so they stay alive. So they tell you things, they give you headache, they force you to like they try with everything. And this parasite was in my head. I had a massive headache and I could hear the parasite talking to me. Eat. Like nothing will taste as good as before if you continue. Like just a little bit of potato, just a little bit of a candy. You can take a little bit, just one bite. Like I could hear the parasite talking to me, and I observed, and I had this massive migraine headache where I was like, "Ah, I just want to give up. I don't want to do this anymore. Oh shit." And I couldn't even like the light that came from the windows. It was hard. It was like I had a hungover from like a big when I've been drinking, but I don't even drink alcohol. And it was a mess. And I was like, it did everything it could. I went to bed, fell asleep. Like, luckily, the day after, I woke up and I was clear as a day. I was like, shit. And I realized the shatter in the talking in my mind, it was the parasite. It was the parasite in my mind that been talking to me and like saying that I should be eating this thing, and all of a sudden the talking was gone. Like it was out. It was out, and I was like, "Damn, that was a parasite living in my mind." And ever since then, I can do fasting for a week, no headache. I can like I don't have to eat sugar all the time because what happened was that when I didn't eat sugar, I got headache. It was a parasitic thing in my mind that every time I didn't eat sugar, where I went on a fasting for like even 1 or 2 days, all of a sudden a headache, massive headache. It was a parasitic that was living in my mind, and he wanted food. That this doesn't exist. I've been fasting for a week without even become hungry. No headaches, nothing. It was parasitic. Okay, guys, amazing. Oh, let's use this thing. Woo! So nice that we've been talking about parasites. If you want to download a like a protocol, I have it linked in my bio. You can see everything, how you do, what you do, where you order the stuff, what herbs it is, and how you do it. And it's even I even have a free WhatsApp group that you can enter when you buy the Paris protocol. And it's very effective. I do this 2 times a year now these days. In the past, I was doing this multiple, 3, 4, 5 times a year, and it changed my life in ways that I can't even describe. So
Thank you very much for being at the Michael Show. It's been so fun to serving you and teaching you about my experiences when it comes to parasites.
right. And I had so much fun too. If there's something that you're wondering about, you can DM me, but most likely I won't answer, unfortunately. Um, there's so many people DM me, but you can download it if you want. And when you download it, there is a free WhatsApp group, and I will be there. Um, so I'm happy that you was here, and don't forget to follow wherever you do that. Follow us so you can hear the next episode, because this is just the second one. I just started out and I just got myself a new microphone, and it's so nice. And I have my kind of like um, my music soundboard. Even I can play some kind of like music like here. I hope you can hear. I feel like a small DJ. I can turn up the volume for the music. I don't know if you hear this, but I hear it. I hope you hear it. And it's been fun serving you. I'm happy to have you here on the show. I'm happy to see you in the future. I would love to serve you even more. We're gonna go on like deep topics about like parasite cleanses, or like consciousness, or awakenings, or um, I don't know. We're gonna talk about a lot of stuff about old souls. We're gonna talk about these stuff that goes on in the world, how we enter exit the matrix thingy, also how we kind of like live in a state of like peace and bliss and abundance more, where we can do the work with ourselves. In the end, it comes down to wanting to look at yourself. So thank you very much. I'm so happy that I had you here, and see you in the next episode.